Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, buckle up because we're diving headfirst into green whirlwind that's the 2018. No, wait, 2025 season of Philadelphia football fever. Picture this. The Birds are 4-0, fresh off a gritty comeback that had Lincoln Financial Field shaking, like it's 2018 all over again. But hold on, amid the cheers and the Fly, Eagles Fly chants echoing through South Philly cheesesteak joints, there's a rumble in the receiver room. A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith, the dynamic duo lighting up nightmares for NFC's corners, are voicing frustrations louder than a booing crowd at a Cowboys game. Is this the spark that ignites a dynasty repeat, or the first crack in the Super Bowl armor? I'm your host, the voice of Birds Glory, and today we're unpacking it all. Frustrations, fire, and the fight to keep Philly flying high. Let's start with the headlines straight from the trenches. According to insiders like Diana Rossini at The Athletic and the dynamic duo of Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo on NFL.com, Philly's top wideouts are simmering over their spot in Nick Sirianni's run-first, smash-mouth offense. Yeah, you heard that right. The defending champs are humming along at 4-0, but their aerial attack? It's ranking a woeful 30th in yards per game. Ouch! Yet, they're 7th in points, thanks to that relentless ground game and Jalen Hurts doing his off-schedule magic. A league source nailed it to Rossini. Right now, for the Eagles, it's run, Hurts off-schedule pass, tush push. And for Brown and Smith, that means red zone blackouts. They're starving for touches when it counts most, and boy, do they know it. A.J. Brown, the Tennessee Titan transplant who's become the heart of this Eagles attack, didn't hold back. Fresh off that Week 4 thriller against the Bucs, a 4-0 mark that feels both electric and examined under a microscope, A.J. hit X with a scripture drop that had Birds Twitter buzzing. If you're not welcomed, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. Fans, I felt that in my soul. Was his shot at the front office? The play calling? Nah. Brown cleared the air on Wednesday, owning it like a true pro. First off, I want to start off by saying, obviously, Sunday after the game I let my frustrations boil over, he told Jeff McClain of the Inquirer. I didn't speak to the media. I had a chance to correct my frustrations, and I continue to let it boil over, and that's on me. I take full accountability. Classy, right? But then he doubled down. I don't think it's a bad thing for wanting the ball. And get this, he's not chasing stats for ego. It's not just for targets or anything. To put numbers up, no. I see that we're struggling. And I'm a guy that wants the ball in those times. When we can't find a way, give it to me. When the game's on the line, give the ball to me. Flash back to that epic Rams comeback, when Philly clawed from 26 to 7 down like it's the miracle at the Meadowlands all over again. Hurts slung contested lasers to Brown, who hauled in 6 grabs for 109 yards and a dagger touchdown. What a performance. In the other 3 games, a measly 8 catches for 42 yards, no scores. That's not the A.J. Brown we signed to that monster extension. 3-time Pro Bowler, Ole Miss Rebel who terrorized SEC defenses with his 6 feet 1 inch, 226-pound frame built like a freight train. Remember his rookie year in Tennessee? Over 1,000 yards, lighting up the league. Now, in Philly since 2022, he's etched his name beside legends like Harold Carmichael, the iron-armed receiver who caught 589 passes for the Eagles from 71 to 83, holding a franchise record like Fort Knox. DeVonta Smith, the quieter storm in this tandem, hasn't piped up as much classic Smitty, the Alabama Heisman hero who's all business. But you can bet he's feeling the pinch too. These two are the yin and yang of Philly's passing game. Brown's a bruiser bulldozing DBs, Smith's the surgeon slicing seams with that 6 feet 1 inch speedster build. Together, they've torched secondaries, like in Super Bowl 57 when Brown went for 96 yards and a score in the win over Kansas City. Yet here we are for games in, with Brown on just 28 targets. A rival head coach spilled to Rossini. It's not the volume, it's the quality. Garbage time tosses over clutch conversions. And with new offensive coordinator Kellen Moore. Wait, strike that. It's Kevin Patullo stepping up this year after some scheme tweaks. Plus Brown nursing a hamstring tweak through camp, the chemistry is still bubbling. not boiling over yet. Now let's zoom out for some tactical deep dive, because Eagles fans, you live for this. Sirianni's crew is leaning hard into the run game. Saquon Barkley pounding for 4.8 yards a carry. The tush-push sneaking Hurts over the goal line like clockwork. It's vintage Philly. Remember Andy Reid's glory days with Donovan McNabb slinging to Terrell Owens in the early 2000s? That was pass-happy fireworks. Or the 2017 miracle with Nick Foles and a game-winning Philly special trick play that sent the Birds to their first Lombardi in franchise history. But this? It's Reggie White-era grit meets modern analytics. Run to set up play action. Force defenses to bite. Then boom, Hurts rolls out for chunk plays. Stats bear it out. Philly's rushing for 168 yards per game, third in the NFL, but passing? Just 180 yards. Dead last almost. Compared to last year's Super Bowl run, they averaged 220 through the air, with Brown and Smith combining for 2,800 yards. This year's dip? It's got experts whispering. As one GM told Rossini, they are paying roughly $50 million to 2 wide receivers, and they aren't even that involved. They may move on simply because Philly is a run-heavy team. But here's the good news. Birds faithful. No trade drama on the horizon. Rappaport and Garafolo confirm. The Eagles shot down offseason inquiries for Brown last month, and they're not budging now. Howie Roseman, the wizard behind that 2017 draft steal of Carson Wentz, isn't flipping the script. Private chats with Sirianni and Brown are smoothing edges, and expect Patullo to script early looks for the duo in Week 5 against Denver. Imagine it. Sean Payton's Broncos, with their sneaky secondary, facing a dialed-in Brown feasting on slants. Hurts, the Alabama to Oklahoma phenom who's morphed from dual-threat rookie to Super Bowl MVP contender. Lobbing fades to Smith over the top. Could be fireworks under those Rocky Mountain lights. To paint the picture, let's channel a quick fireside chat. Imagine me cornering Sirianni post-practice. Coach, AJ's venting. The offense is run-obsessed. How do you balance the beasts? He'd grin that Philly grin and say, look, we got the best backfield in football, but AJ and DeVonta, they're killers. We're scripting touches early, getting them involved from the jump. Jalen got the green light to audible if he sees single coverage. This ain't frustration, it's fuel. And from the locker room, picture Smitty, cool as ever. Man, we're brothers out there. AJ speaks for us, but we know what's coming. Denver? We're eating. Fictional? Sure, but it rings true. These guys bleed green. Stats don't lie, but context sings. Brown's on pace for 800 yards if this holds. Solid, but not the 1,400 plus we saw in 23 when he was all-pro. Smith's at 22 targets, mirroring his efficient Alabama days under Nick Saban, where he won the Heisman with surgical precision. League-wide, top WRs like Justin Jefferson are feasting on 40 targets already. Philly's duo? Buried under Barkley's thunder. Historically, Eagles wideouts have been feast or famine. Think Deshaun Jackson's deep bombs in the 08-10 run to NFC Championship glory, or Alshon Jeffrey's red zone reliability in 17. But rivalries amp the stakes. Dallas Cowboys fans are salivating at trade whispers, dreaming of Brown torching their secondary like he did in that 34-10 beatdown last year. Giants, Commanders, the NFC East meat grinder, where every divisional snap feels like WrestleMania. And don't get me started on the fly Eagles fly lore, that chant born in the vets' raucous stands, now a global anthem, even popping up in movies like Rocky when Stallion's crew rallies. Tied to the day? With pop culture buzzing about delusion as power, shout out to Issa Rae's latest drop on owning your wild dreams. Brown's mindset screams it. He's not withdrawing. He's demanding his shot, delusional enough to believe he can carry Philly to back-to-back rings. Expert take? Famed analyst Skip Bayless, love him or loathe him, might tweet, Eagles WR woes? Overblown. Hurts to Brown in crunch time is automatic. Repeat, locked they air it out. Me? I say it's the perfect storm. Frustration breeds focus. Injuries heal, schemes evolve. By mid-season, expect Brown and Smith combining for 2,500 yards. Hurts throwing for 4,000. Playoffs? They're dodging the one-seed wild card dance, straight to divisional glory. Draft implications? Minimal. Roseman's too shrewd, with picks stockpiled like pretzels at Reading Terminal. But wait, there's more history to chew on. Flash to Brian Dawkins, the flying safety whose helmet-to-helmet hits embodied Philly soul. Imagine in the booth today. AJ channeled that dog. Reggie White didn't sack QBs by pouting. He dominated. Or Jason Kelsey, retired snapper extraordinaire, podcasting. The O-line's paving runs, but give the receivers their flowers. They're why we won it all. Fans? Oh, the faithful in those Kelly Green jerseys. Tailgating with wit. One South Philly diehard told me. Brown's frustrated? Good. Means he cares. We're 4-0. Let's make it 17-0. As we wrap this whirlwind, Eagles Nation, remember, greatness isn't handed. It's hammered in the fire of moments like this. Brown says it best. This is my home, man. I love it here. But you just see frustration because obviously we want to be great, and most definitely I want to be great as well. Contracts lock, M through 29. Plenty of time to etch legacies. So, tune in Sunday as the Birds battle the Broncos. Will Patullo unleash the pass rush? Will Hurts feed his favorites? You won't want to miss it. Grab your wing sauce, crank the chants, and let's keep soaring. This is Philly football, raw, relentless, ready to repeat. Fly, Eagles, fly. From the city of brotherly shove, I'm your anchor. Catch you next time.